Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Zach with Zach Attack Cards. We're going to be opening up some AEW cards today. This should be a blast. This is the flagship, if you want to call it that. That's kind of the slang term, I guess, for it around the hobby. But this is the 2025 AEW Upper Deck. So, nice stuff. They tend to make really nice stuff. These retail for between $27 and $29. I've got two just to do a bit of a preview / review and talk a little bit of AEW, right? So, not too long ago, fresh off of their most recent pay-per-view where there was just all kinds of craziness. It was a little bit long, in my opinion, being the what did it run, like 4 hours? It was crazy. And then you include like the 0 hour and all that kind of stuff. It's one thing that I think / hope WWE is getting out of the way of with their, I mean, they are still doing the pre-shows and the after shows and all that kind of stuff. But to be honest with you, I don't watch the press conferences and stuff. I feel like if you're presenting it as entertainment, especially the way WWE is, it's a bit weird to have like a sports press conference afterwards. But that, again, that's just my opinion. But on to AEW and this Upper Deck release. So already at least a hair outdated. So obviously we can see Mariah May here, who just in the past, I don't know, a couple weeks now at this point, appeared on NXT. But we have Okada, Swerve, Dr. Britt Baker, who's also kind of on the outs, depending on what you believe, and Orange Cassidy, who I believe is injured. So be on the lookout for Blaster exclusive Orange Dazzlers. So that's what the Dazzlers look like this year. They changed them up a little bit from the standard. Not so sure I care for that, but 12 cards per pack, 4 packs per box. So getting 48 cards. Orange Dazzlers, collect a Blaster exclusive Diamond Plate Parallel, and then you have your odds right here. Something like that, and kind of see Double or Nothing playing cards, aces and jokers. Nothing seems to be like super hard to, because these are per pack, right? So nothing appears to be too crazy. Backstage chatter, maybe 1 in 160. Aces are 1 in 180. Those kind of seem to be autograph parallels, 1 in 200. Okay, so maybe that's, and jokers, 1 in 360. Yeah, so maybe that's the biggest chase or case hit, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and get these guys open. See what they look like. So usually it's a pretty standard, clean looking card. Not a lot of things going on with it. You know, obviously it's not in the same vein as the Allure or the Metal that are yearly releases for these guys, but are obviously a little more premium. So there we go. Without further ado, as Kenny Omega says, let's dive in. Speaking of guys we haven't seen in a while, Wardlow. Not exactly sure what's going on with him, whether or not he's injured or they don't have anything for him. But once again, nice clean look. They kept the words and what do you call, like the graphics and stuff to a minimum, which is nice. Got your big Upper Deck symbol in the top corner there. And then, just like all the other years, same picture on the back with a little bit of a bio. So, not bad. Not too bad. There he is, Orange Cassidy. Still doing referees and all that stuff. Stephon Smith. And a J. Just recently came back to form a tag team. I'm not sure if they're formally being called TNA or what they're being called, but I think Harley Cameron's going to be out for a while, so we'll see how that goes. Tag teams, Rey Fenix and Penta. Obviously, both no longer with the company and both doing very well in WWE, in my opinion at least. Hikaru Shida I guess the easiest way to tell the parallels, since the graphic kind of has some gold to it, is the writing's in gold and the upper deck symbol is going to be in gold. So this will be your, I think you get like 1 per pack gold, and it always denotes it at the bottom, which is nice. Jeff Jarrett on our parallel here, Pyro parallel. The Last Outlaw. There's Will Ospreay, another one of the top guys. Serena Deeb. Smart Mark Sterling, that might be one of his first cards. Britt Baker. And a tag team of Taven and Bennett, who seemingly just, I don't want to say kicked out of the, what are they, Undisputed Kingdom or whatever they were, and just kind of got replaced with all of Adam Cole's other buddies, and now they're being called Paragon. I think these guys are maybe on ROH. Again, as I've said before, I don't follow that since their thing is like subscription based. Buddy Matthews, also injured. Abaddon, who I believe is going to be finished at the company pretty soon. Katsuyori Shibata. Oh, look at this. First upper deck. So they're giving you little, kind of like their version of a rookie card, maybe? Or first, that might be the first one we've seen it on. Tag teams. Yeah, all right, well, that's pretty cool. Surprising that this is Shibata's first card. I feel like he's been with the company for a bit. Maybe we'll separate those out. And move on to Willow Nightingale. Tag team of Mark Quinn and Isaiah Cassidy. Right, Private Party. I don't know why they don't just call them that on the front, but and here's our 1 gold. Tag team of Ospreay and Fletcher before their breakup. Nicely done. Both guys, they kind of cooled on Fletcher, I feel like, a little bit, but we'll see. Wheeler Yuta on the canvas. Love the canvas cards. They look so nice. I'll put the inserts in the front, I guess. We got Roosh. Killswitch, who get well soon, I guess is definitely still part of the roster, but is having tremendous health problems. Brian Keith. There's Kyle Fletcher. Looks like a bit of a later picture because he's doing the Proto Star. And our trios, the family. Nick Wayne, Christian Cage, and Killswitch. 2 more packs to go from the first blaster. And listen, I definitely don't dislike it. This is a nice looking set. There's not a whole lot more you can say about it, as I think I've said in the past too. Like it's a very by the book, normal, like straight up release. There's no real fanciness to it. I mean, yes, you do have some of the parallels with the bursts and things like that, but none of it gets too crazy. Mariah May. Ian Riccaboni, who seems to be a more permanent host these days. Christian Cage, or commentary guy, whatever you want to call him. Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. They haven't been together in a while, but not really sure how either guy is faring in singles. I mean, I do think the more they do the greatest star, what is it, the best wrestler alive nonsense, they might be able to get that over, but it's one of those things. It's going to be a slow build. So we have Taya Valkyrie. This is our diamond. This is what that diamond plate looks like. So you can sort of see it. Oh, it looks like smudges and stuff, but that's the diamond plate. Pretty cool. And Upper Deck Portraits, Willow Nightingale, red. Adam Cole, baby. Got Daniel Garcia, the up-and-coming young star. Renee Paquette. Soraya, who I believe has departed the company. And then trios. Wow, definitely been a while. You got Bryan Danielson still in there at the They still calling them the BCC? Yeah, Blackpool Combat Club. I feel like that hasn't been a thing in a while now. But it does tend to be a problem with AEW, and I think it's because there's just not a ton of releases. I mean, when you combine hobby and retail, I feel like you're lucky if there's 6 different ones. Bryan Danielson. There's Wheeler Yuta. Harley Cameron. Doing excellent work. That puppet stuff, to me, is hilarious. Something thick in here. Might have got ourselves a patch or something. Let's move that. There's Penta. Nyla Rose. Queen Aminata. There you go. Another first Upper Deck. Rio. And we have Sky Blue on the gold. And we have Deonna Purrazzo in the matte relic. There we go. Congratulations. Received a trading card with a match-used ring mat that has been certified to Upper Deck as having been used in an official match. So it may have been used in an official match, but not necessarily for Deonna Purrazzo, I guess. But that's really cool. Still like that a lot. The one kind of critique I was going to say was when they first launched the initial, I think they may have called it first edition AEW several years ago at this point from Upper Deck. The rate that you would pull relics was much better. I mean, unless I just happen to be incredibly lucky, I want to say that I opened like 5 or 6 of the blasters, and every single one of them had a patch. Tag teams, we have Anthony Henry and JD Drake. 2 names you don't hear too often. And now we're going to get some duplicates because the set's not very big. I want to say it's maybe 100 cards, maybe a little over. There's our gold. Red Velvet is our Pyro. I think she works mostly with ROH. Queen Aminata, another first Upper Deck. Powerhouse Hobbs. And Juice and Switchblade. And Matt Menard. So a couple of different ones there at the end at least. At least the entire pack wasn't a duplicate. Yeah. Let's see what Hangman's card looks like. Got yet another Lucha Bros. Got Buddy, Abaddon, Shibata again, so at least got 2 of those. Willow, Buddy is our gold. Our canvas, Konosuke Takeshita. Once again, nice stuff. I like that one. John Moxley, there he is. Beginning to wear thin, I would say, at least in my opinion. I feel like they need to figure out how to get the belt off of him, whether that's going to be with Hangman or what's going to happen. Lance Archer. We have Vincent and Dutch. And there he is, the Hangman himself. But yeah, I think it's still the whole story of whatever with Mox's group just, I don't think ever really took the shape that they were hoping. At least, again, just one person's opinion. You can completely disagree with that. I'm just not sure they ever really hit it out of the ballpark and we're like, here's exactly why we're doing this and here's what we hate and this. Like, it just seemed very abstract anytime they would try to explain it. We have, is this our Diamond Plate? Diamond Plate is the Patriarchy. And then we have Neon Monikers, Switchblade. Once again, red. Got like everything red. Ruby Soho, who we haven't seen in a while. I forget if she was out first with an injury and then she got pregnant. Or maybe she got pregnant and then she was out, something like that. Hologram, first Upper Deck. Sheeta, Osprey, and Fletcher, and Sky Blue. Last pack. Let's see if we can get a little last pack magic. Looks like something thick in here too, so maybe they went back to handing out more relics. I like that. There she is. Maybe the biggest star in AEW right now, Timeless Toni Storm. She is absolutely killing it. Absolutely killing it. That character work is insanely good. Aubrey Edwards. Max Caster. There's, what were they called? The Acclaimed, that's right. Danielson. Yuta. Cameron. Our gold is Abaddon. And our patch is Timeless Toni Storm. That's a nice one. Once again, red. Non-numbered. There's also matte red. Yep, both matte red. Very, very cool. So this one's definitely going to get a higher grade than in past years, just because it seems like you're getting a little more for your money with the relics. It doesn't say you're guaranteed it, so it does say look for Blaster exclusive memorabilia cards featuring match used material, which I'm guessing what these are. Oh, I didn't get any of the Dazzlers. That's annoying. I wanted to see what they looked like. But I do think the Dazzler's got a bit of a downgrade. But the fact that you're getting the match used relics again is really cool. I like that a lot. Not a ton of inserts, which I don't think is too different for this set. The canvas, you get a number of those. This tends to be a pretty cheap hobby box too, if this is something you guys were looking for hobby-wise. I'll have to take a look at my local store and see if they have them. But I know in years past, you can get a hobby box for, I want to say 120 is about the highest I've ever spent on one of them. So definitely, if you like AEW and you like the look of the cards, then it's very easy to get yourself a box of them if you don't want to go retail. But at the same time, I see absolutely nothing wrong with going retail. This was quite nice for maybe a hair over $50. I think they were about 27 maybe. I definitely recommend them. Awesome, awesome stuff. AEW, Upper Deck, job well done. I really like this release. But with that said, you can head down below, hit the subscribe button, click the like while you're there. We put out videos every Monday and Friday, and we'd love to have you along for the ride, as always. One last thing I want to say is just thank you guys. I want to say thanks very much. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Certainly appreciate, the views, the comments, the discussions for card shows and stuff, which stay tuned. There will be a card show video within the next week or so, maybe a little bit further off, if you like that kind of stuff. So a bit of a teaser there. And, well, yeah, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get you guys on out of here. Appreciate each and every one of you. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.